Hello Capricorn, this is your astrological forecast for the month of October 2016, and this also applies if you have a Capricorn rising or Capricorn ascendant, so hello to all you Capricorn rising and ascendants who are watching this video. I do recommend that those of you who know your rising sign, please check that to get a nice foreground background with these general horoscopes. And of course, if you'd like to get a session with me, you can always follow the links below or go to integrativemysticism.com. And don't forget to check out your new bi-weekly horoscopes that I've got up now. They have astrology incorporated into them. Actually, the way it's done is that you get 2 weeks of astrology in the first half and then 2 weeks of tarot in the second half. So whether you resonate with one over the other or you like both, you have something you can watch. So I highly recommend checking that out. So what is going on this month? Well, this month is a lot more calm, a lot more relaxed, a lot more easy to deal with than, say, August, especially, or the first 2 weeks of September. After the first two weeks of September, things started to calm down and become a little bit easier on everybody. The Saturn-Neptune square has officially broken apart, and things are a lot more relaxed going into the new season. And we've got some leftover good energies from September as well. We've got Venus currently in Scorpio, in your 11th house of friendships and social networking. And this energy is making it easier for you to incorporate or blend your love life and your social life with more harmony. If you've been feeling like maybe it's kind of hard to get your partner to go out, or maybe your partner's been having a hard time finding places that you would want to go out to, this is definitely the energy you want to see. We're going to get more social activity, more out there activity with our partner. And this is also great for those of you who are looking for new love, because there may be an opportunity to make a friend more than a friend, or if a friend offers to set you up with Venus in your 11th house, say yes, no matter what your opinion of the thought is. Just try it. We also have Capricorn in your sign, not Capricorn, you are Capricorn, Mars in Capricorn, your sign, all month from beginning to end. And when you have a planet in your sign, you get the wild card blessings of that planet. Now, what is Mars? Mars is the energy of action. It's the energy of commitment, passion, all right? Overcoming obstacles, knocking down barriers. It's a warrior energy. And this is definitely the month where I think a lot of Capricorns are going to finally start knocking down some walls, some roadblocks and things that have kind of gotten in your way. And again, it's a wild card blessing, which means it can go in any direction in your life. If you're trying to have a breakthrough in your health, in your spiritual progress, maybe you're trying to have a breakthrough with your finances, this is the energy for you. Mars tends to make us work double time. We've got a lot more energy surging through us. We've got a lot more power to us, a lot of power behind our actions. So with Mars there, you can expect to always be the one who kind of prevails if there were to be such a struggle or such an issue. So use this energy wisely, and for goodness sake, don't be too passive and let it slip right by, because again, this only happens once every 2 years, but luckily, you get to enjoy it for the entirety of the month of October. On the 7th of the month, we've got Mercury moving into Libra, which is your 10th house of career. And wherever Mercury goes, it speeds up developments. It hurries things along for us. And if you have been having a hard time with productivity, getting things done, getting new assignments, or perhaps even, growing in your career, maybe you've been feeling like there's an elusive promotion or an elusive position or schedule that you're looking for, Mercury will tend to add extra precision but also extra speed to developments in this area. You're also going to be noticing that it's much easier for you to promote your business during this time. People are more receptive. Customers and clients are actually going to be a little bit more clued in to what you're working on and what you're working with. If you're trying to drum up extra business for yourself, to proliferate your income, this is the energy you want to see. And luckily we have this from the 7th all the way through the 24th of this month. On the 16th, we've got a full moon falling in Aries, in your 4th house of home and family. And this is also very tightly connected to Uranus. And when we have these energies come together in the 4th house, there can be some unexpected alterations to the home structure itself. Be prepared just in case anything needs some kind of extra repair, especially between the 16th and the 30th of the month. There could be some issues also going on that kind of come up out of the blue with a family member or a close friend. This could be a fight. This could be an altercation. This randomness, though, doesn't necessarily have to be negative, but it will draw a lot of your attention. If something pops up out of the blue, somebody needs a place to stay, somebody needs to, rent a room from you for a little while, or maybe somebody is thinking about taking some space for a little while, in your family, in your home life, this might be something to pay attention to. Luckily, this energy only lasts for about 2 weeks, but you want to be able to bend, not break, when it happens. On the 18th, we've got Venus moving into Sagittarius. This is your 12th house. This is what's going on behind the scenes. They call it your hidden zone. And with Venus going into the 12th house, it's time to be thinking about bringing the loved ones into our private realm, into our personal space, access to vulnerability. What do we keep from friends and from lovers or crushes and things like that might help to be aired? Sometimes vulnerability, actually in a lot of ways, vulnerability is what brings us closer to one another when it comes to helping another person open up, maybe clearing the air on misunderstandings, getting more intimacy in the conversations we're having with friends and loved ones. This is definitely the time between the 18th of this month going all the way into November that we are going to be sort of incentivized by the universe to take those kinds of risks. On the 22nd of the month, we have the Sun moving into your 11th house of friendships and social networking. And very closely behind it, on the 22nd, Mercury will be moving in there as well. So even though we're starting to bring the closest people closer, our social lives are still extremely active. And we may be finding that it's time to start putting ourselves out there a bit more, be a bit more extroverted in our activities. And this might be something that pays off in a very big way, because usually with Mercury in the 11th house, there's also somebody who's going to help you accomplish some kind of big bucket list item, some kind of big dream item, some kind of big dream plan or agenda that you have. The Sun being here is also talking about getting closer and getting more out of the relationships we have with our friends, evolving them from being just contacts or fair weather associates or acquaintances into true blue, really tight connections. And this could actually be something that a lot of you Capricorns may have been waiting for. Maybe you've been feeling like, I would really like a few besties as opposed to like a dozen fair weather friends. Or maybe it feels like we don't have much of a platonic support system. But it's time to develop that during this energy. Because a platonic support system really does hold you up, and it helps, when you have one of those, you're also benefiting other areas of your life. All of a sudden it's kind of like it changes the way you handle your family. It changes the way you handle your profession. It changes the way you handle your love life. And really kind of creating that sense of bonding, that brotherhood, sisterhood connection is so important when you have the Sun and Mercury here. And luckily they'll be here from the 22nd of this month pretty much well into November as well. Finally, the last big aspect of the month, we've got a new moon in this area, in the 11th house of friendships. And this could actually spell a new close friend or a new associate coming into your life, somebody that will definitely integrate into your social circle or at least into your personal contact list. In fact, usually when you have a new moon in the 11th house, you can also count on this person kind of fitting into another area of your life, kind of being a friend and this at the same time. Okay, so this honestly could be talking a lot about an opportunity to maybe meet somebody who will grow into a lover, somebody who will become part of the family, or somebody who becomes a really strong business ally. Okay, this time with the new moon, it's time to be starting to be more inclusive with these energies. Maybe this is somebody you bring into that very personal space with Venus in your 12th house. The important thing to understand, though, is, again, that these people who are coming in with these Mercury energies and these new moon energies are also going to be serving in other ways. It's not just about hanging out and killing time. These people are on a mission, and luckily, I think they will have the same mission as you do as well. So we're all going to be mutually helping each other out. So that is your forecast, Capricorn. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. And remember, if you would like to schedule a session with me, you can always follow the links below. or you can head on over to integrativemysticism.com, where you can either schedule a session or get a downloadable video file. And don't forget to check out daily tarot horoscopes on Instagram at Scarlet Moon Nico. And if you don't have an Instagram, they also get posted to my Twitter account at Scarlet Moon Nico. All right? So thank you so much for stopping by, everyone. Have a great October. I'll talk to you later.